or GA. Subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
The right tools aren't optional. They're how the job gets done right. That's why a lot of us run with Napa for tools and equipment we can count on. From Milwaukee fuel sets, sockets, and impacts that deliver real power when you need it, to Carlisle hand tools built for precision, durability, and everyday use. It's professional-grade gear that keeps your bays moving and your business running strong. So when you need the right tool right now, you know where to go. Napa.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me, I called ART.
Traffic. No major incidents, just be aware of construction on Kellogg between K96 and the county line. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey Wichita traffic.
Weather.
Good morning. Continued cool with increasing clouds today. East winds 10 to 15 and a high of 67. Cloudy skies this evening. Chance of showers and storms after midnight. Overnight low 53. Off and on showers and storms on Thursday. High only 65. 75 on Friday with most of the day dry. Could see a few storms though by Friday evening. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Wichita's most listened to sports radio.
I scream along at the top of my lungs. It's a way to release my rage.
Chill, dude. 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Come scroll with us.
97.5 and 1240 KFH. Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH Wichita, KNSS HD2 Clearwater, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey Wichita, it's Jacob Alfront. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next, exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Rome here with your Rome Report. If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Nothing ever lives up to the hype, except for the Western Conference Finals, where the Spurs ripped Game 1 and the home court from the defending champs with an epic double OT win. Even better, we'll probably get 6 more games of that. Speaking of hype, I don't have a problem with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander ripping another MVP award. Best player on the best team in the regular season who is still ascending. That's fine, just as long as he and everybody else knows that Victor Wembanyama was the best player on the floor last night and that Wemby is the best player in the world right now. I posted the following on X, and I meant it, quote, I have never seen anything in the NBA like Wemby, ever. which means we may no longer have to worry about that endless LeBron or Mike debate. Because if this big dude can stay healthy, he is your GOAT. He's already your alien. I'm Jim Rome.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
The U.S. Treasury just released its official financial report for 2025. Buried in it is a startling admission. By its own numbers, it appears the U.S. government is insolvent. When governments go this deep in debt, they print money, raise taxes, or cut benefits, none of which can help protect you. That's why people move part of their savings into physical gold and silver. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD for their complimentary gold and silver guide. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. Do it before the next headline, not after. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Fuck him down. Really? I mean, is that going to be a thing now? You like it? Thanks, catchy.
What are you looking at? Go.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily.
Aloha, Mr. Hag.
Happy Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday out there to you, everybody, here on Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland coming to you in the midweek, getting you ready to head down the home stretch of this late May week here. We're making the transition. NBA playoffs last night. Another overtime game in the Eastern Conference. And the players we mentioned yesterday to keep an eye on, a couple of them had big impacts in that game last night. We can get into that. We've got TBT information for you, and it's different than it has been in the past. We'll explore the changes, what it means for us here, what we care about as fans. And the Royals lost again. We can get into that if we need to. But we have a lot of other things to talk about. Rashee Rice is booked into a Dallas County jail for 30 days. That was your big news of Tuesday. We'll kind of get into it. I think we have a little bit more clarity, but not a ton, and an evolving story for sure. We've got the Big Ten out there talking about breaking away from the rest of the sports world. Plenty to talk about here on Sports Daily. It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring the Cheeseburger in Pizza Dice pizza, beef, American, and Monterey Jack cheese, pickle, onion, burger seasoning, drizzled with tangy burger sauce. Cheeseburger in Pizza Dice at WBC, your summertime pizza made here. Thank you for listening to us on KFH on 97.5 FM, 1240 AM. You can call us at 869-1240. You can get in touch with the show via our various video streams that you can find on Facebook, on YouTube, on X. You can comment right there on the platforms. We'll get those. Thanks for also watching us on 12 News Connected. Thanks for listening to us on the Odyssey app, where you can leave voice messages. Even if you're listening to us in podcast form and we're not live, you can still leave those voice messages. We can still get those out over the air. So lots of ways to get in touch with us. You can also email the show at sportsdaily@kfhradio.com. We have Shreyas Laddha coming up in the second hour. Looking forward to a conversation with him about KU, about Darren Peterson, what's going on with the draft, what's he hearing there, and this roster coming together. Are we getting any looks at them, any inside info on Jayhawk basketball? As Jayhawk football, TJ, keeps landing some players I think people are excited about. So plenty to get to. How are you this morning?
Jacob, I've made the decision that we're no longer going to talk about the Royals until they win a series. They're done. They're not getting on our airwaves anymore.
Yeah, they played Cags. They played Cags against the lefty, and he struck out twice. I mean,
I watched the game. I watched the game last night. I watched the game last night. I look at the box score, and this is the one where it really hurts your stomach because you don't look at the box score and you say, "Oh, they left 18 runners on base. Oh, the starting pitching was so bad they didn't even have a chance. Oh, this and this and this." They just did not. They just didn't play good. They gave up. They gave up 15
game. It's one you could expect to lose. I know
it was 3-1 in the ninth. That they couldn't even score any runs. I don't understand.
Nope. Yeah, they had 2 or 3 bad base running decisions out there. I turned it off.
I was like,
It's at the point.
It
It's
got
at
to
the
be
point
about
now.
the 7th or 8th inning. I was like, I'm watching the NBA playoffs. I turned it off, and it was good decision.
What's the saying we always say is that the worst feeling you can have as a fan is apathy, because you just stop caring. And
we had apathy with the Royals, TJ, before you became a part of Sports Daily for 3 or 4 years, and it was bad. It was tough. And there's the pre-Bobby Witt Jr. years. Look, I don't know what else to say about this team other than they're not very good. Now, can they be better, I suppose, becomes the question. Yeah, they can be better. Yeah, they still have exciting young players. And yeah, the American League is still going to be wide open for a while. So, at some point, hopefully they can get on another hot streak, get us excited again. But man, they're not a lot there. And I don't know what they're going to change. Feels like they probably need to change something. We got what we wanted last night. Cags played. Here's the problem, though. It's going to be pressing now today. Oh, he went over, struck out a couple of times. He's going to get pulled today. And you got this young player who's like, man, I had my chance. I blew my chance. I blew my opportunity. That shouldn't be that way for that guy. You should be at the point, if this is the only year it ever happens, that says, you're out there every day, dude. Get out there. We need you to be a great player for us for a long time. So you don't need to check the lineup card anymore.
Do you think yesterday? I think that we can look at it and say this is the best lineup that they've put there. I mean, it's the best.
It was the one that made the most sense.
Yeah, I don't think that we had any complaints about it. Honestly, I think that you looked at it and you're like, all right, like questions have been answered. We're here. Look at what we've got.
That creates this problem because now everybody's pressing. It's like, oh, we finally got what we want. Now they have to go do awesome.
My point I'm making is that they make this lineup. Is there part of it that they make this lineup? Do you think that it's reached the point where the coaching staff has just said, you know what? Maybe we're not any good. But if we're going to be bad, let's stop getting griped at for being bad.
I hope so. Because if that's the case, it means these things that make some sense can make some sense, right? Jack Caglianone's going to play every day.
And honestly, that's not the worst case scenario. Like I think
the
that
second most important player in the organization right now, maybe. Yeah. Let's find out if that's true or not. Let's not make Vinny Pasquantino suffer through this anymore and just say, you know what, dude, figure it out in the 8-hole. Like we're done. Like this, there's just too much. Like it's too much pressing. And on the flip side, to be fair, you've got a manager who has to be thinking, man, I'm going to get fired. I gotta try to win all these games. Like this can't.
I think that's
not
part of
for
it
the
too.
Development.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that that's part of it in the inverse too. I think that he makes a lineup yesterday and says, like, why not? Everybody wants me to be fired. Just give them what they want. Maybe we're reaching to the point now where he put the lineup out there. They don't perform well on offense, and he says, "See,
That's
what about the reverse splits? I bet Starling Marte could have got a hit."
That's what I'm afraid of a little bit. That's my fear in it. And Starling Marte played yesterday, but
whoever
I know what you're saying. Isaac Collins could have gotten a hit. Yeah, I get it, and that's what I'm afraid of because now you've got. And it's really all of this really only matters for Cags, right? Because if this season is a failure, you must walk out of it knowing what he's got, or at least have some idea, right? Like this is like Bobby Witt Jr.'s rookie year when they weren't any good, but it was like, we got to get this kid ready for when we are good. If you can walk into each season for the next 3 or 4 and say, all right, we got a start of Michael Garcia, Bobby Witt Jr., and Jack Cagliano. Okay. And Carter Jensen, right? I keep shortchanging his prospects for the future of this organization. Like those are fine things to have, but if you walk into next year and Jack Cagliano doesn't hit against lefties, it's like we have a platoon player here. Like that's a problem, but it does go counter to Quatraro, who probably thinks his job's on the line. Yeah, I hope he thinks his job's on the line. And it's like, well, I got to win all these games, and Cags was clearly overmatched by that lefty yesterday. Clearly. He took 2 strikeouts looking. He didn't even know what he was seeing up there. But again, he's got to be able to work through that at some point. Leave him out there. I don't know what we'll see. But it's a bummer right now. And again, I turned it away. Did you watch any of that comeback by the Knicks? I mean, that was wild. I turned over to the Eastern Conference Finals, and it was right as we were going into the 4th quarter of that game. And I'm like, man, I finally make my commitment. I'm like, all right, fine. I'll give up on baseball for now.
and Cleveland's up like whatever they were up, 18 points, 14 points going into the fourth quarter. I'm like, man, what a bummer. And then the comeback happens. And Landry Shamet hits a couple of key shots. And Dean Wade hit a couple of key shots going into that. And it's like, okay, I'm in. Like, this will be good. This will be good. And then, of course, the historic comeback. So that's what I'm going to do for now. That's what I'm going to do. When we come back, though, let's talk Rashee Rice. We'll talk TBT this hour. There you go, Royals fans. You can be frustrated with us if you want to comment on it. But we're shelving it for now. Shelving it. We'll come back. Rice in trouble again. Are you surprised? We'll discuss.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Is on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody, to Sports Daily. Glad to be here with you on a Hawaiian shirt Wednesday. Went a little tame with it today, TJ. There's flowers there, though. I don't know if you can. The pattern's not.
I really
coming.
thought. I didn't think it was, and I was ready to take a victory lap.
The pattern's not coming through the video stream as much as it does in person, but they're there. But they're there. We appreciate you being here with us. Longhofer Lawn and Tree Care, celebrating 60 years in Wichita, providing expert lawn care for a healthy lawn, tree and shrub care, and bedweed control since 1966. Longhofer Lawn and Tree Care. As we come back in, let's start with Rashee Rice today, DJ. Chiefs should have traded him. That's all I can say. Like, at what point at what point can you stop beating around the bush on this thing? So Rashee Rice on Tuesday is booked into Dallas County Jail, tested positive for THC, a violation of his probation. And I just, if the message isn't getting in to a guy who is very fortunate that he didn't kill people, is very fortunate that the only penalties he really faced for 3 felony counts of driving 120 miles per hour down a busy highway were 5 years probation, 30 days in jail, and paying their expenses, and still gets to play football. He's very fortunate, Henry Ruggs. And one of the terms of the probation is you can't smoke weed or consume THC. You can't do that. At what point is a guy who's always got himself in a situation one way or another, at what point do you stop making excuses and just say, I don't think he's going to get this figured out on how to be a productive citizen here? Or at least enough of one to be a professional football player. What are the Chiefs supposed to do with this? Now apparently we also learned late in the day that he just had a knee surgery, and the rehab of that knee is in question now because he's got to be in jail.
That to me is the one, the Chiefs, have swept things under the rug about things in the past, and it's let Rashee Rice play through things that he did in the past with the crash and everything like that. And now that this happens, it's one thing to say hey, broke his probation, there's more legal trouble. You can decide if you want to give him another chance, basically. But now it also becomes a question of, I read that sentence in that Adam Schefter story where it said that he won't be able to receive the medical treatment that he would have that could have expedited him back to the field. I'm sure he'll be able to rehab something in jail, but not with Chiefs trainers, not with NFL trainers that would be able to get him back. There's a chance that he's going to miss the start of training camp. A realistic chance that he misses the start of training camp. You agree?
I don't know. It gets, look, the Chiefs, if he's ready to go in week 1, I'm not the Chiefs should play him and he'll whatever.
My point is that it's one thing to say hey, he had legal trouble. We may be facing a suspension from the league. Right. Now it's hey, you're not going to practice with us for the entire summer because you're in jail. That part of it is come on.
I don't understand. Well, I do understand. I understand the Chiefs' perspective on this. I do. He's a good football player, makes your team better. You owe it to you feel like you owe it to the fans, to your coaches, to your players to give yourself the best chance to win. I've never it annoys me. I'd like to say that the team that I follow or root for is holier than thou and all of those things. But the reality is winning is the most important thing. That's a part of it. I don't have any problem with that. The rules are in place. The Chiefs don't have to make all the decisions because they have a league that's supposed to make some of those for them, and they can just abide by the rules in front of them, right? Like I don't have a problem with that stuff. What I have a problem with from the Chiefs' perspective is, how do you trust this guy? Like, clearly football is not the most important thing to him. Clearly, right? It's not. Or he would do nothing. He would go the Mahomes route, do nothing but worry about football. After that crash, like if football was the most important thing to him, he'd crawl in a box and think about nothing but football for the next 5 years. But it's not. And that's pretty clear and evident. So if it's not, like, how much are you willing to put up with if you're the Chiefs? They could have traded him. Because he's like, again, we've known, like, he's not getting signed to some mega contract. If he does, that'd be crazy for the Chiefs to do that. And they don't have a history of doing it anyway at that position. And Rashee Rice is not, he made a horrible decision that almost cost people their lives. But I wouldn't say it's the most egregious thing and second chances we've seen players get in the NFL or any other sports league, for sure. Not even close. But he made a horrible decision, and he continues to make horrible decisions. That's the problem I have. And I don't know what the situation is from earlier in the summer with the abuse stuff that was dropped, right? That case was dropped, I believe. So, like, that's a whole separate thing from what we're even talking about here. But it's not separate in the sense that something's always following this guy. We had the video of the fight at the restaurant, right? You remember that? After the car crash, it was like at I don't know, like some sports bar, some family sports bar, and a big fight breaks out. Like, I just, like, at some point, like, he's not going to figure it out. And how did the Chiefs deal with that now? They're already thin at that position. They're going to have a guy coming off a knee surgery in jail while the team's trying to get work in. This is, I don't know, it feels foreboding to me a little bit, TJ, as we're talking about win totals and everything else. It's not a good start to know that your second or third most talented player on offense is doing everything he can to not be on the field for you right away.
I saw somebody make the point is that we better get ready for Andy Reid press conferences to say, yeah, the offense is clicking right now. Once we get our best wide receiver out of jail, we'll be really looking good. It's like, man, that's the second time you said that in 2 years now, right? Like,
do you think the PR staff needs to send an email to everybody in the team and be like, hey, guys,
stop getting arrested?
Let's hold off on the free 4 shirts, please. Let's not do that. Let's keep those.
Keep
those in the locker room.
That keeps aging worse and worse. If there's one thing that teams should just absolutely dog on the Chiefs for, it's that. And I'm glad the Chargers threw a shot in there.
It's like that.
There's, all the different, there was the Harrison Butker thing that people had a good time with. And, obviously Taylor Swift jokes are always a good time whenever you pick on the Chiefs and stuff like that. But, like, if there's one thing that they deserve to just get drugged through the mud about, is wearing shirts that say free 4 on them.
And it's not like, I get it. You're sticking up for your teammate. You're having fun. I'm not even saying like, look, we've all had people and surrounded ourselves in life with people we love that are incapable of making good decisions. Right. So it doesn't even, like, I'm not like offended that they wore those shirts. I'm just like facepalm a little bit. Like,
yeah.
There was no chance that was going well.
Did we run that by anybody?
Yeah, like, hey, what do you think about this? And you're like, he did almost kill like 6 people. That's probably not the one.
Yeah.
If he's popped for weed or like he is now, right? If it was something like, then you're like, okay, yeah, fine. Not for what he's been accused of doing and convicted now of doing. I just can't. I can't be surprised by this. Like, it was the least surprising thing. And that's what's like, that should tell you everything you need to know. Who out there was surprised yesterday when you saw, Rice is going to jail for 30 days because he was smoking weed and broke his probation? Like, was anybody surprised by that? And that's the reputation he has now. He's incapable of making good decisions. It ain't that hard to not consume THC if you got lucky to only get probation for what happened. Now, I should clarify, he did get 30 days in jail, and that's what he's serving. It sounds like, and there have been a lot of legal experts looking at this, the best guess most of them can take is that the 30 days he had to serve at some point was no longer at some point, and they were like, no, you're serving your jail time right now.
Yeah.
That's what seems like happened. Not an additional 30 days or anything else. But there's no way this was ideal for Rice if he just had a knee surgery.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to bring in athletic trainers to jail, at least not that I know of. Not in county jail, which I think is where he is. Like it's a rough place too, by the way. Now, like it's, everyone, there may be some people out there that are like, oh, it'll be some white collar. No, that's not the county jail. County jails are pretty rough. And I believe that's where he'll stay. Right? That's just in that jail he booked into. I think that's just where he is for the next month.
It's in Texas jail, isn't
Dallas
it?
County
It's not going to be Kansas jail.
Now, I don't know that jail. I'm not familiar. But I can't imagine it's a pleasant place to be, much less a place to rehab a knee when you're a world-class athlete.
Okay, so now where do they go is the question. Because we sit here and say they should have traded him. Do you still try? Do you take
to trade him? No, because you won't get anything now. Now your best bet is just to take him. Now your best bet's just to take what you can get.
But you're not going to re-sign him.
No, they weren't going to do that anyway. That's why they should have traded him to begin with.
How much could they get? That's because people are sitting here now, and I get it.
I think they could have got a second for him.
I know, but now, my point I'm making here is that people look at this and they say the Chiefs should just cut him. The Chiefs should just cut him.
No,
and if you can't stay out of trouble, there's something to be said about that. But at the end of the day, it's business, and you're not just going to go take dead money to kick a player off your team. Like, instead of cutting them, if there is nothing left in the tank where they're like, we cannot keep doing this, like trade him for a 5th round pick, like somebody would give that.
Because you got to look at it like when Kareem Hunt did what he did, they didn't have a choice, right? There was no choice. There was video. We knew what was true. They didn't have a choice. They had to cut him. Tyreek Hill had a case dropped. They waited until, like, people get so mad at these teams for doing that. And I'm like, guys, what would you do? Like, would you want your employer to fire you based on any accusation anybody ever makes, whether it's true or not?
Well, accusation is one thing.
Right. So that's what I mean. But I'm talking about the violent stuff, right? So his other situation this offseason, I don't believe is any longer a situation. That's far more troubling than what's happened now, by the way. I care far more about that than he couldn't keep from consuming THC. Like, this is just like a bonehead. Like, how do you not take that responsibility to be a football player more seriously?
Talk about that. Do you think charges dropped? We've talked about the situation they had. Charges have been dropped. Based on precedent, will there be
league punishment?
Yeah.
Well, so maybe the league has backed off of.
They always wait until they waited until Rice's case. 2 years.
They back off marijuana use. They have now with all the CT, and they should, by the way. So I don't know. Now
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about
the other one that was dropped,
the domestic thing. Yes, that was
dropped. I don't know how you can.
That's what I'm saying. Like they
Same
always
situation
wait
for the Chiefs. Like
they always wait until there's charges that are pressed.
They should wait. They should wait until they have enough information to make a decision.
So that's my point.
Because unfortunately, it happens that sometimes guys don't do anything wrong and they're accused of it, and it's like, whoa.
My point I'm making here is that if we see any league anything, I think if we see anything, there's going to be a little bit of book throwing as part of it to say like,
yes,
we let
and
you
that
off
would be for violating probation.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like, we let you off for only 6 games of suspension, and then you just stay in the headlines, man. Yes. Like, get a grip.
Personal conduct. It can bleed into personal conduct. As much as they back off weed, he violated probation for a felony charge.
Yeah.
So, I would think they could do that. And I would think there's 50-50. I'll call it a 50-50 chance today that they do. That they get him for something else. Like I don't know how long that would be. I have no idea. We'd have to look and research a little bit about what this is. But I think there's at least a 50-50 chance he faces some suspension. What should the Chiefs do? As long as the other thing, the domestic situation, isn't a thing, the Chiefs shouldn't do anything. The Chiefs should just play him when he's available and when he helps them win games. Because at the end of the day, that's what the Chiefs' responsibility is. If the guy is, if he can't make good societal decisions, that's not really the Chiefs' problem. The initial incident is a Chiefs problem.
Okay.
He's been punished for that. He's been suspended for that, all those things.
On that, I know what you're saying, and I agree. Like, football teams have a history of just trying to win football games. They'd play anybody who helps
What
them
they're
win football
supposed to
games.
do is try to win football games.
Yeah, billion-dollar business. If you don't like it, stop watching football, I guess. My point that I want to get to next is fans now have had a long history. Like, fans were like full on get Kareem Hunt off the team, which moral compass. I don't blame you at all, right? You want to root.
Again,
you want to root for the good
video
guys.
of a violent situation there.
Yes, apples to oranges. My thing I want to say is that, like, fans have always, and I am 100% with them, is that if you're going to root for guys, like, you don't want to have the moral crux to be like, let's go. I love Rashee Rice. But there's just things that happen, and I have to kind of ignore those. Like, you want to root for the good guys. Like, that's always been a thing. Whenever we get to week 1, if Rashee Rice is playing, like, is he going to get booed? Like, that's my, and again, what does it matter?
No.
But, like,
no, probably not. Not in the NFL. No.
I know. That's what there's like Chiefs fans that I've seen on, especially on social media the past couple of days. Like, there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to sweep under the rug and forget about it, I guess. But, like, there's a lot of people that are like, this guy,
Tyreek Hill, Kareem Hunt, Frank Clark.
There's a lot of people that are saying, like, this is my least favorite Chief ever, because he's literally like putting a crossroads in the dynasty to be like,
yeah,
make a decision.
He has held hostage this dynasty for 3 years now. There's no doubt about it. And he's talented. He is. And they haven't really had a choice because they hit on a pick in the draft. It's really, really sad, that somebody can't get it put together long enough. Who knows? Maybe this is the thing. Maybe this is the thing that finally wakes him up. That's what that's what the legal system, I would think, with this kind of decision would be hoping for. Like, all right, we gave you a chance. You ruined it. No more chances. Get your butt in jail right now. And maybe that's the thing that finally wakes you up to be like, okay. Now, again, it's like normally in life, like I am a 100% proponent of second chances and third chances or whatever, but we all are realists in life and know, like, that's not happening. And while I may still love somebody and while I may still want the best for them, I'm not giving them the keys to my house because they're going to rob me. You know what I mean? Like, you've had those friends, you've had those people in life. The Chiefs can't keep giving Rashee Rice the keys to the house until he proves he's capable of making good decisions for longer than, 3 months at a time. Like, what can they do with him in the offseason? Can they make him go live with Patrick Mahomes so that he doesn't make bad decisions in the offseason, every offseason? So, like, he does great when it's the season and he's just focused on football. Idle hands. So I don't know what they're supposed to do other than get him out of jail, rehab him from his knee, hope he's ready for week 1, and try to win football games.
You know how stupid that sentence sounds to say.
Until he gets out of jail?
No, yeah, once he gets out of jail, rehabs his knee, maybe he doesn't get suspended, then they'll be cooking. It's like,
yep. And I do think there, again, I'd say at worst 50-50 chance he catches some sort of punishment from the league.
Yeah. Like, I'm with the fan that, like, usually with all this stuff is that, like, you're like, oh, that sucks. Like, and there's a little bit of, I don't know not empathy, but, like, you're like, man, like, you really messed up. And I know that you messed up. And you, like, look at this one. It's like, this is really, like, peeing a bunch of people off, because it's like, how many chances do you want us to give, man? Like, you're literally, you're being detrimental to the franchise at this point.
I think you can have empathy, right? But not sympathy.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I'm not sympathetic to this anymore. I'm empathetic. I want him to get his life turned around. He's a really good football player. Good. I want anybody to get their life turned around, but I'm not sympathetic. Stop making bad decisions. Like, there are rules for a reason that you must abide by, especially when you do what he did, and really got off lightly for it, to be perfectly honest. Mm-hmm. So what do the Chiefs do now? We'll discuss that next. There are some options out there. Believe it or not, they can go do something if they choose. I'm sure they could figure out a way. We'll discuss. There are names out there they could bring in right now that would make them better. That's next on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Let's do this thing. Go!
Sports Daily is on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. This is Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland, glad to be with you on a Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. We are getting closer to the time of year where Hawaiian shirts are more appropriate, but they're always appropriate here on Sports Daily. It's almost pool season, and pool season at Crestview Country Club is the best time of year. Huge pool, temperature controlled, the high dive, the slides, and a newly renovated bar and restaurant. It's one of the great things about Crestview. Of course, 36 holes of golf, all the events and festivities that they put on throughout the summer. Best 4th of July spot in town. Give Crestview a call. Go take a tour of the facilities. See why my family and I have enjoyed it out there for years. We think you will too. Thanks for their support of Sports Daily. All right, TJ, we're talking Rashee Rice and the situation yesterday. He's in jail, 30 days, got popped for THC. Violated his probation. Now he's in jail right after a knee surgery. Chiefs aren't really commenting, which isn't a surprise. So what do, though? They're not commenting, but you got to think the eyes of Tyreek Hill, Steph Diggs, Deebo Samuel just got a whole lot bigger. There are other names, too, out there, by the way. DeAndre Hopkins still available, although I don't think that's the fit here. Keenan Allen still available and really interesting to me. Hunter Renfrow, really interesting. There are good receivers. Juju Smith-Schuster doesn't have a home. It almost feels inevitable now. There are names out there, I think, TJ, that make a lot of sense for a potential Rice suspension fit, etc. Now, if you're the Chiefs and you knew Rice was going to be not suspended back and ready to roll for week 1, maybe you look at names like Tyreek Hill, maybe more of a Steph Diggs. But if you think Rice might get popped, Deebo Samuel, anybody? Run after the catch guy? Keenan Allen, Hunter Renfrow, short route, catch everything guys. They probably don't have a lot of the AC after the Y anymore left in the tank, but they've got the catch part down. So there are names out there. If you can get any of these guys at a discount, the Chiefs probably ought to make that call anyway. I'll tell you mine.
I don't think this has anything to do with Rashee Rice. I think they needed to make a call regardless.
And they've probably just been waiting for a suppressed price. Like they're probably, but I'm telling you now, like this news yesterday, to me, the thing that's changed is Deebo Samuel goes up my list to top guy. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to get a guy like him to play for the kind of salary they probably need this player to play for. But if he doesn't have a home, and the longer we go here, what are we waiting on this? Do you know? There's got to be like what is the cut designation where teams can, what date is that? Is it June something? Where players can be cut to save money? I can't remember. Where's our guy Brandon Zinner when we need him? He remembers all those dates. But either way, like that's the guy for me that elevates to the top of the list is Deebo Samuel. Run after the catch guy, short routes, all those things, used in a variety of ways. Deebo Samuel with Andy Reid seems to me like a great fit. That's the first call I make today, and probably have already made anyway, because I'd take him even if they do have Rice. But I'm in touch with Deebo Samuel. I know Tyreek Hill is the name everyone thinks of in a more obvious sense, but unless Tyreek Hill is willing to come play for the league minimum, I don't.
Is Tyreek Hill going to play week 1?
That's what I mean. Like, unless it's like a Kareem Hunt situation where it's just like, yeah, I just really want to play. Like, I don't know that that's worth the energy. It's certainly not at an inflated price.
It'd be cool if that happened. If Rashee Rice doesn't play week 1 and they don't get somebody, what does that wide receiver room look like? What it did last year, week 1?
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Xavier Worthy, Tyquan Thornton, and there's not even Hollywood anymore.
Travis Kelce. Yeah.
Who's wide receiver 3? Who is it? There's no Juju or Marquise.
I'm gonna guess right now it's Jalen Royals.
Yeah.
Did
he have a catch last year?
We literally don't know anything about Jalen Royals. Like not a thing. We know nothing about him as a player. He'll be one of the more interesting names, I think, to watch. What about Brashard Smith? They drafted him at Johnson. Can you utilize Brashard Smith and just say, yo, dude, we're gonna make you a slot receiver now. That's what you're gonna do for us. I think it's a possibility. I do. Emmett Johnson is a more logical backup to Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
Smith is a gadget player anyway. I think the Chiefs kind of showed us that last year, right? Maybe he's a guy that goes out there and gives it a shot. But to me, getting another receiver, if you can afford it, on a 1-year deal is something you almost have to explore. But again, bottom line, what have we been preaching all offseason? How does it affect him in week 1? Probably doesn't affect them all that much in week 1 because they are going to run the hell out of the ball.
What if they go into week 1 with no Patrick Mahomes and no Rashee Rice in that offense?
Run the ball.
Kenneth Walker might get 50 touches.
Listen, if it's not just Kenneth Walker, remember who their backup quarterback is, right? So if these things are happening, I know it's Andy Reid, but again, what have they done this offseason that would tell you anything other than they plan to take the air out of the ball, at least for a little bit? Because everything they've done is based in running the ball more.
Mm-hmm.
The Kenneth Walker edition, we know what they have on the line, right? We already know it's an underutilized skill set for the Chiefs. All the analytics bros out there have told us that for years. Okay, they sign Kenneth Walker. They go get Justin Fields as their backup quarterback. Throwing the football, not his strength. We know enough about Justin Fields now to know that. But he's been effective in run-based offenses. He has been. So we have that there now. We have the draft that has come and gone, which saw them fully load into the defense and then make the first offensive player they take another running back. Like, the Chiefs are going to run the ball this year. Now, are they going to, by the end of the year, is Mahomes like only throwing it 20 times a game? No, I don't think so. But at least at the beginning of because it makes too much sense. You got a young defense. You've got to get acclimated, keep them off the field. You've got Mahomes hurt. You've got Rice now in jail trying to rehab a knee. You've got all these things happening. And the obvious answer is, well, you know what? We have the high. Is there an offensive line? I mean, there can't be a line that makes more money than the Chiefs.
Like I've said for like 3 years, the Chiefs have 20 positions that feel like they're the highest paid position in football. It feels like not anymore.
Man, I don't know how I'm going to find this, but they've got to be up there anyway. And when you consider right now, it's the Eagles, I think, the Eagles, and then the Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs are right behind the Eagles on the line. And look at the way the Eagles play offense. By the way, I think you're going to see some of that right there. That not just the money, either the resources, because we haven't even really seen Josh Simmons get paid, but we know the resources they've invested into that position. So again, I don't think all that much changes, honestly, in week 1. They're going to lean into Travis Kelce too much early in the year. I think there is as much pressure on Xavier Worthy as ever. But if Worthy was good, or Worthy, maybe they just simplify and say, you know what, let's just go get Juju again. They'll bring Juju back. And it's Juju, Kelce, Worthy, and Tyquan Thornton. I actually really like Tyquan Thornton. Okay, fine. Because they're going to run the ball 30 times a game. Don't really care what they do. Oh, and by the way, Justin Fields is going to carry it 10 times a game. I do wonder how Fields and Walker fit together. That's a little interesting because Walker has a very specific running style. And I don't know if like the option type stuff Fields has done fits that or not. That will be interesting. Eric Bieniemy has his hands full, doesn't he? Like, hey, dude, we brought you in here. Guess what? We may not have Rashee Rice now. We really need you to get our run game in order here. And he's as good as there is at doing that. I don't know. Does it change your win total at all?
I don't know. I mean,
the most winnable games still come early. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I guess that's true. If you drop drop that second one to the Colts or something like that, like that feels doable. If you don't have Rashee Rice out there.
I think that stuff won't matter as much because I think when you have Mahomes and Reed, like every game will feel winnable. They'll never be more than like a 3-point underdog in a game Patrick Mahomes starts. So they'll certainly have dud games, and they'll have games where they beat the best team in football like that. So I think the Chiefs are as hard a team to predict on that, like a game by game basis as there is. If you've tried to bet them over the years, I think you're very well aware of that.
Yeah.
Like betting the Chiefs is difficult.
I think even before the Rice situation, we talked about that schedule and broke it all the way down. Is that like you look at it and you're like, they could be, an 11 or 12 win team. They could win like 7 or 8. Like they could miss the playoffs. And like, I don't think we'd be that surprised if they missed the playoffs, right?
No. I wouldn't be surprised if they missed the playoffs because I think the Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos all got better. Now, do I think that they won't make the playoffs? I do not. I think they'll make the playoffs, but I'm not going to be surprised if they don't. Their range of outcomes in every game feels all over the place until we see it. Now, if they come out, if those defensive players hit, like if those 3 guys all become impact players, then I think we're having a totally different conversation.
That's something we haven't even talked about today. We talked about it a lot the other day, is that, we went through that and said every outcome we chose was basically based on, can the defense hold up against them? Can the defense hold up against them? And there was no talk about like, what is the offense going to be like against these guys? And now you look at it and it says, well, we may have a, 75% Patrick Mahomes and no Rashee Rice, or maybe no Patrick Mahomes. And what does that look like with the defense that we have no idea what it looks like? That first month, like, I have no idea. They could go 4-0. They could go 0-4.
Yep. 2-2. I mean, it's all out there. And I think that whether this team's any good or not is not going to have a lot to do with Rashee Rice. That's the part of this that's frustrating, and you're both frustrating and it's like, like whatever. Because again, the way they play football won't be as dependent on him as it has been the last couple of years. At least I don't think so. That's based on every decision they've made with the roster for the last 12 months.
That's the one thing that I'm wrestling with, is that we know it's going to look different. And I agree. I think that they're going to run the heck out of the ball, but my brain can't wrap around. Like, what does that mean for Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce? Like last year, those two, when they were on the field, it was like desperation mode. Like, please get open, please get open, please get open, please get open. And that was just kind of the offensive plan, it seemed most times. Like, what does it make them, complimentary football tells you that it should. Does Travis Kelce have a breakout year again because they run the football more? Does Rashee Rice, if he's out there, does he have 1,000-yard receiving because they're worried about the run?
Rice was primed up. Rice is primed up to have a big year because they haven't done anything else in that room. I agree with you on that. Kelce is interesting because you got to think, like, they're going to run the ball more. Your tight end's got to block. Kelce's been like, it feels like fine-tuning his body to be a receiver for the last couple of years, which is fine. How does he get utilized? Maybe he just lines up out wide, right? I don't know. And they've got that opportunity to run the ball. This Rashee Rice news is so annoying. Sorry, Chiefs fans. We're going to deal with it. All right, when we come back, we haven't talked about this new TBT format. We'll hit that. Headlines I missed. The Big Ten flirting with leaving. Are they just flirting? We can get into that story as well. It's all coming for you in another hour of Sports Daily. All brought Cleveland, Max Power producing. Happy Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, everybody. We'll be right back.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Fuck him now.
Really? I mean, is that going to be a thing now?
You like it? Thanks, catching.
What are you looking at? Go.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily.
Aloha, Mr. Hyde.
Well, welcome back in, everybody, to another hour of Sports Daily. Glad to have you here. Shreyas Lotta coming up later this hour. A few things we'll get to today and have some carryover probably into tomorrow. We need to discuss this new TBT format coming in. We get some news yesterday on that tournament. We've got the Big Ten exploring self-governance out there as well. If you missed anything on the Rashee Rice conversation, you can go back and listen for free on the Odyssey app. You can comment on the show, our Facebook, YouTube, X streams. Thanks for watching on 12 News Connected. If you're listening to us on the radio, call us, 869-1240. Shoot us an email, sportsdaily@kfhradio.com. Thanks as well for listening on the Odyssey app. Everything we're talking about this hour is What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company. And the Wichita Brewing Company is now featuring Go Hazy Folks IPA, a beer that's as soft and dreamy as a day game with a hint of mischief, just like our national pastime. This will ease you through the innings of life until the big moment when it's once again time to go hazy, folks. WBC pizza and beer made here. Our guy Brandon Zinner, right on cue, gives us what we need. June 1st is that date in the NFL where half the cap can be pushed. Those post-June 1st designations you hear about, you can manage the salary cap. That's why they make cuts or do whatever post-June 1st, blah, 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 blah. So if they're going to sign a receiver, maybe they can do it post-June 1. Maybe that's the deadline they're waiting for. I would say there is a very good chance that the Chiefs add another wide receiver. Rick says Stephon Diggs is looking better and better. Certainly a name. I would choose Deebo Samuel personally. But any of these guys probably comes in and immediately helps the Chiefs. All right, TJ, before we get to the other topics of the hour, let's see what I missed yesterday.
All right, Sports Daily fans, let's take you to the sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see.
Is muted. There's my mic. Jacob, headlines that he did not see. I've got a couple of them. There's a couple that I'm trying to dig through and learn more about. But first, I know we're done talking about the Royals. They're on the shelf until they start playing better. They're grounded right now. But did you see last night the guy sitting in the upper decks?
I did.
Fantasy football punishment.
I did.
Anybody that missed it, this man sitting in a section, may have been the only person in the section at all, had big signs, and each sign had a letter, and it spelled out behind him, I stink at, below him, fantasy football. That's awesome.
It's awesome. That's a good one. That's a good one. Is it as good, though, if you don't make the broadcast? Like, is that a rule of that punishment? Like, this can be your punishment only if you end up on national.
You have to keep
television.
trying until you get on TV. You do it like 10 times throughout the year. That'd be good. That'd be a good one, yeah. Big fan of fantasy football punishments. I know our league has fantasy football punishments, and nobody ever does them.
You guys owe me. Nah, we're storing them up.
They've been sitting for like 3. I owe one of them, and one of our other buddies. We both owe one of them.
They must come and work a day.
We need to get for this, not to just have a conversation on air here. We need to get a big like flipping sign, and we'll stand out front.
Oh yeah, that's
your
a good
ice cold
idea.
tea here.
That is an art form. I believe,
we'll look like idiots.
and I hope I'm telling this story correctly. I think my wife went to school with or at the school where the guy who sort of really took off that thing, like made that take off, was a member of that school or something like that. Like there's some connection to the one of the original sign flipping guys. Those guys can make a ton of money, by the way. Apparently it's a whole thing. I think it's effective. So I think you might be onto something. Get you out there, spinning a sign. We can put one of you at each location on like a Saturday afternoon.
We need to get a custom sign that says, I suck at fantasy football. Come buy some tea.
Okay. That's a good idea. All right. Noted.
Okay. Let's go. So have you been following up? Honestly, I'm going to tell you this, but I don't know all the exact details. So forgive me for this. LSU basketball. Have you seen the headlines they've been making?
I mean, that Will Wade's like recruiting NBA players.
Yes. Every hour it felt like yesterday. There's like, this guy came from the Cavaliers. This guy came from the Celtics. This guy is 27 years old and coming from the EuroLeague. Like, there's multiple of them. And I don't know. I know RJ Lewis is kind of the main driver here, who was the Big East Player of the Year 2 years ago, then went to the draft, didn't get drafted, went to the Celtics, and now he's back in college basketball. Which,
if it really is dead, like so many people think is coming, we can look back and we'll blame it all on Will Wade, probably. Won't we?
My favorite joke about this is, and honestly, as much as I hate it, they've got some merit, is Alabama fans saying like, okay, everybody hates whenever we play Charles Bediako, but look, these guys going to have 10 of them on his team, and they're going to be fine and be able to let them play. But whenever we do it, we get in trouble. I don't think anybody should do it. I think it's bad for the game.
Of course it's bad for the game. Like, you can't ever have nice things.
This
you can't ever
is the
have
one
nice
situation.
things.
This is the one situation, and I think it's kind of just because the public has a weird perception of Will Wade right now because he kind of just took NC State and threw him in the dirt a little bit. but forever we have said, like, well, don't blame the player, blame the game, don't blame the coaches, blame the NCAA that lets them do it. And it's like, yeah, I mean, Will Wade's got like 8 of them.
I'm going to blame Will Wade.
You can blame Will Wade a little bit. This is pretty intentional.
He's kind of being an ass just to be an ass, it feels like. Like, yeah, we're just going to do this because. And he's already leaned into that anyway. Like, how many scandals has he been a part of? Left his team before the season was over. Like, it's like he saw Lane Kiffin and he was like, hold my beer. Like, we're gonna go nuclear with this thing.
LSU sports. Stir in a weird spot right now, I feel like.
Very much so. Very much so. Yeah. Lane Kiffin, you're going to call an entire state and university racist? Watch what I can do. You think you're going to be the bad guy? I'm going to be the bad guy.
All right, let's go to the Big Ten. We'll talk more about the Big Ten. There is the talks that them and the SEC are saying, we're going to go start our own thing and blah, 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 blah. The headline I have for you, though, that people are having some fun with is, I saw this the other day of Pete Thamel did like a Sports Center hit, and he was like at a beach resort with palm trees at his back and everything. And I'm like, where's Pete Thamel at? And since I've now learned, Stuart Mandel, I believe he writes for The Athletic. Yeah,
he does.
Thamel put out a column that says they are meeting about the industry's unsustainable spending. And then he said, in case you're wondering, here's the resort where Big Ten folks have gathered this week to discuss the unsustainable spending in Palos Verdes, California.
$800 a night rooms.
Yeah, $738. Yep, very much so. And Dan Wetzel of ESPN said, apparently there was no conference rooms available in Iowa City this week. Had to go to California to the beach resort.
That's
the perfect re-Shocker Golf dying because of college spending.
It is the perfect hit on like blaming all of college's financial woes on now that athletes get paid. And you see that. I don't remember which writer it was. It was one of the good writers. I wish I could remember. And they said, I guess there were no rooms available in Iowa City.
That's what I just said.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I was looking at the
Dan Wetzel. Dan Wetzel's awesome.
The room rates there.
Yes.
At this resort.
Yeah. Dan Wetzel said apparently no conference rooms available in Iowa City this week.
But like, how stupid is this? We can't afford to pay these players as you're, having avocado toast at an $800 a room night hotel for administrators who all make close to $1 million a year. We can't afford to pay these players. What do they expect of us? Like, get out of here with all that. I can't. I told you when this thing happened, I can't handle it. I can't handle it.
Let's go back. Since this is now an Aaron Rye radio show, we're big Aaron Rye people here now, apparently. CBS Sports PR shared that the CBS Sports delivered most watched PGA Championship final round in 5 years. It was up 21% compared to last year when Scotty Scheffler won. An Aaron Rye winner.
Really?
I know. Isn't that nuts with the leaderboard that had? Coverage averaged 7.8 million viewers for 1 hour period when Aaron Rye completed his round.
Huh.
People want to see Aaron Rye.
No, that's not it. I mean, that's certainly not what it was. I wonder what the reason for that would be. That's really interesting.
It says season to date golf on CBS is up 14% total in last year. So it's up all around the board, but people were clamoring for the double gloves.
There wasn't like it didn't run in conjunction last year with Memorial Day or anything like that would have suppressed. That's weird. That's so weird.
So Aaron Rye, congrats to you, my man.
Right. He wasn't even the leader until nobody knew he was going to be the leader. They were tuning in for Aaron Rye.
All right, here's the good one.
For Smalley, wasn't Smalley the leader going into the last day?
Smalley. Here's the big one. SFC Blue Marlin Open. What the hell am I saying?
Fishing
the
thing?
The South Florida Sails won the SFC championship. You know why I'm telling you this? Because you know who owns the club? Ben Simmons.
What is it? Is it a fishing club?
Yes. It's a professional sports fishing league. 13 angling clubs. This one happens to be owned, I don't know, and operated by Ben Simmons. I don't know if he's on the team. I don't know if he fishes.
Well, clearly he does, or he doesn't own a pro fishing team.
That's I don't know. I don't know if he fishes on the team. Is he a part of the team?
Great segue into the next segment because of the TBT changes. Owning random sports things for players like that. There's a segue there into what we're going to talk about with the TBT. We'll have that next, and any headlines that we didn't get to there. Stick around.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Time to get busy.
This is Sports Daily on KFH.
Welcome back in, everybody. Sports Daily here. Jake Ballbrock, TJ Cleveland. Glad to be here with you on a Hawaiian shirt Wednesday. Good to get you there. Thanks, Spray Fire Coffee, for always being available to our entire Odyssey family each and every day in the kitchen there at the Odyssey facility. Always got some Prairie Fire Coffee going. We come back to TBT yesterday, TJ. Now, we've had some inclination of this, but we kind of get things confirmed yesterday, and
let me tell you this. So
maybe on accident a little bit.
I saved this. So the TBT. So backstory here. We'll give you some inside baseball. So TBT announced 2 days ago that it's back, new format, everything like that. You know, we reached out to the Aftershocks. We're like, "You guys gonna play?" They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna play." And I said, "Everybody's gonna come back?" And he's like, "Well, like the core guys are gonna play again, yeah." And I said, "Okay, can I put something out on that then? Is that like public knowledge? Can I report that?" And he said, "Well, TBT is gonna make an announcement, and they'd like us to wait until that happens." And so, okay, sure, we'll wait then, I guess. Then the TBT announces KU and K-State. Then they send out a press release that has all the teams that are playing in it. And so we're like, "Well, it says Wichita State right there." So like, okay, I guess we're going to run with it. Wichita State's playing. Here you go. Wichita State's playing in the TBT again. Aftershocks are back. Then the TBT last night at 8 p.m. posted 2 alumni series announced, 2 alumni series to be announced. We already know who it is. Like, who's running the PR here?
Yeah, we know who it is because they said who it is, and it's like, okay, well, we're just going to go with it too then. So here's what we do know. We know that the Purple Rain. Let me ask you a question here, and I felt bad about this yesterday. Is it JHX?
I say JHX.
Or is it
but I guess,
or are we supposed to assume it's Jayhawks?
I want to know who in the world refers to JHX as Jayhawks. Or backwards, I guess. Who in their right mind is abbreviating Jayhawks to that?
I don't know. The extra use of Z's and X's and stuff, sometimes I don't understand it anyway. So we're going to call them JHX Hoops. The KU alumni team. How about that? They're in. Frank Mason, Purple Rain. They're saying Beasley.
Beasley and Poland.
And the Aftershocks are all in. So that's the good news, I think, for fans around here. The other team that will matter to us is New Mexico. Right. It's like a collection of New Mexico and New Mexico State alumni. I think they're kind of combined there. Okay. So we know that, right? But the interesting part and the better part, I think, for fans is they're changing the format. First, it'll be a $2 million prize now. Interesting. There's only 16 teams in this tournament now. So your chances to win it go up if you're one of these teams. That's good news, I think, for, again, us when we know we have 3 of those 16 teams. 8 of the teams are alumni, 8 are not. Let's look at just the alumni for a second. So what they'll do now is they'll play 3-game series in the opening round instead of 1-game elimination. I think that's better for us because you can mark your calendars right now on May 20th, if you're a fan of these teams, to go and see at least a couple of games. Now, we know KU and K-State will play each other. They'll play first at Bramlage. KU's home gym is where Washburn plays.
Lee Arena
in Topeka. And then they'd go back to Bramlage for a potential clinching game 3. So if you're a K-State or a KU fan, you really want to see these teams, you know right now where to go, 2 dates at least where you can go see them play. I think that will help the TBT. I think that's a smart decision by them to do it this way. Wichita State and New Mexico, the one thing, unless you've heard this between yesterday and today, TJ, the one thing we don't know yet is how that home gym will set up.
Taylor's story that he put out yesterday from the Eagle, he said all 3 are going to be in Wichita, which is kind of what I assumed.
But just not, we don't know if they're going to be at Coke, right? We know they're not traveling back and forth to Albuquerque, but are all 3 at Coke?
I mean, I'm assuming so. I guess we don't know that.
Or does New Mexico pick up a home gym somewhere else?
Yeah, I can't imagine. I imagine they're all at Coke.
Now, I don't think New Mexico probably wants to do that. I think they probably want
New Mexico's home gym is Intrust Bank Arena. Get them on the phone.
Cool. That'd be cool.
Pretty cool, actually. It won't happen.
So, you know, either way, you're getting dates here where you can see the aftershocks however many times. That, I think, from a business perspective, is really smart. There's a lot of places where these things don't draw. So if you're a league, why wouldn't you just like lean into what you know, right? And they also know on the other side of it that Louisville and Kentucky have been a draw for them. They're going to play each other in one of these 3-game series, and then Syracuse and Seton Hall. Now, I don't know how they've been attended up there, but I believe there's been a Syracuse alumni team for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So those
Boeheim's Army.
They'll play each other in the same format, and then those winners will go on. After that, the winners go on. They'll play a 1 game. So the other possibility you have here, again, if you're the league, cha-ching, is to have Wichita State play one of KU or K-State. I would imagine they would hope that would be at Coke Arena. I don't know how they'll decide that.
I guess I don't know.
But
I don't know how they do that.
That's out there. Because remember, a lot of this is based on, like, Coke Arena put 9,000 people in for the championship game last year. And if you're the TBT, you're like, well, how do we get to that point again?
Yep.
Like having this, where did they used to have it? Chicago?
Dayton one year.
Nobody cares, right? You got to put it at the place where you know people care about this. Makes all the sense in the world. So here's the other interest. So that's 8 teams, right? That's one half of the bracket. The other half of the bracket now is going to just be played in Vegas collectively. Again, probably a pretty smart idea. And you can basically just buy a team. You and I could buy a team right now for this.
What if we started fundraising?
So they listed the cost at $125,000 to $250,000. So I'm like, okay, let's say it's $250,000. Betting $250,000 to win $2 million on a 1 in 16 chance to win a basketball tournament feels like not a good bet. So I don't know how much, like, I think what you'll get is this will be like horse racing money, right? Like people that just have so much of it, they think this will be fun. Like, yeah, I'll do that for $250,000. Let's do it. Because you still got to find a way to, get the players and do all that stuff and get them there. So what we know right now is of those 8 teams, D. Gordon owns a team. And this is the segue I was talking about to Ben Simmons owning a professional fishing club.
I'll follow that now.
D. Gordon owns a team, former baseball player for the Marlins and I believe White Sox and maybe one other team. And Baron Davis has bought a team. So we know those two.
Baron Davis from Dancing with the Stars.
Baron Davis is on Dancing with the Stars.
He was last year. Made it like 2 episodes. Got kicked out. Wasn't that good.
Does he have his beard still?
Hmm?
One of my favorite players to watch.
Hips weren't very loose on Baron
Davis. Yeah, breaking hips out on the floor though, breaking ankles. So those two have a team. So we're probably, what I hope is, and those aren't like A-list guys, I wouldn't say, even though they're 2 of my favorite players, and I loved both of those players when they're playing. My hope is like Shaq buys a team, or I'd made the joke yesterday, like Randy Moss probably feels like he needs to buy a team because he's got his hands in so many other sports endeavors. Like, who's going to buy a team? Like, why didn't Michael Jordan buy a team? Right? Just for fun. Dude's the ultimate competitor. Why not? Like, that's probably what they're going for here. Like, how big could they go here? And let's see what they can bring out there. And are we going to get, God, who would be an example of players that would come in and play for Michael Jordan?
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That like,
because it's that was my first thought, is that the non-alumni games, they're doing it all in one gym in Las Vegas. Like, it's all just there. They're not going to travel them around like they have in the past. So who's buying tickets to go watch that? But if you get some of those guys in there,
if you can get a draw,
like, hey, Charles Barkley's going to coach this team. It's like, oh, okay.
Yes. And that's why, like, I think whoever's in charge, like, yeah, their PR needs a little work because they accidentally, I think, put out some information they didn't want to. But whoever's making these decisions, really, really smart. Because I look at all of them and I'm like, oh, yeah, that could work. And what I hope is, again, this is silly, but if you've listened to this show, this won't surprise you. My hope is all of a sudden we get all these eyeballs on this tournament and everybody starts to see how awesome the Elam ending is.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
That's my ultimate goal.
We'll talk about this more, and especially we will this summer. I'm kind of mixed feelings on what they're doing to it. Like
really?
I don't know. To
I
me,
love all of this.
I think that one, I want to have more alumni teams, but I think it was also just a byproduct that they just didn't get as many as they wanted.
You need Marcus Keene playing for Wichita State?
No. I need that's something. We'll talk about that in a second. Last year there's 18 alumni teams. And I get it that, a lot of the alumni teams, like Wichita State, had 4 Wichita State players on it. Like, it wasn't really an alumni team. But to me, like, having half the bracket being non-alumni, like, and again, how many people are really watching the TBT outside of your team? But, like, I'm not going to turn that on. I'm not going to watch Everline Drive versus Florida TNT.
You might if it's Baron Davis's team and I don't know who is recently retired that's an awesome basketball player. And Draymond Green is out there playing. You know what I mean? Like, I think you will. That's what I'm saying. I think that's why it's a good idea.
I guess. But I don't know. I thought it was always I liked it when they were kind of intermingled, I guess. I want to see him play. And I don't want to, like, that's my other thing too, is that I don't want to use all of the alumni versus alumni games, like, run off the bat too. Like, and I get why they're doing Kentucky versus Louisville in the first round, so they'll play each other 3 times, and KU versus K-State. But, like, my brain is like, man, make that a semifinal game. Let them play our way into getting there.
You can. I think it will also enhance the alumni team's ability to get their best alumni because their chances just went up immensely to go win. What did we decide the split was last year for the Aftershocks? Do you remember? Just under like 80 grand or something like that.
I think it was more than that.
$1 million split.
It was like 15 ways or something.
Yeah, I'm about right on that. So, like, if you double that, and you don't have to travel, and you get to say, and we get to play Louisville, man. Like, you might get some Kentucky players you weren't getting before.
Yes,
I think all of it at least makes sense. Now, I don't know if it'll work. You never know if this stuff's going to work, but I get all of it, and I think it really has a chance to.
To me, the one thing of all this stuff, I said this yesterday, that is really kind of confusing. I kind of get it, but it's more so confusing in the formatting, is they're going to play 3-game series and then not do it again the rest of the way. Like, it's just single elimination after that. Like, why is it not like rounds one and the championship? Rounds 1 or I know, like, there's probably logistical issues.
I don't think it'd be a television partner problem in July. I'm sure Fox would be like, yeah, we'll take whatever you give us. But I think we know that it's already difficult on the travel for these guys. Like, it's hard for them because a lot of them are playing professionally in other places. I think that's probably a part of it. Look, I think it's got a chance to be even better. It's going to be hard to top last year. And on the players that play for him, doesn't last year show you, this is almost like it bleeds into the transfer portal when everyone's worried, like, we'll never have a chance to fall in love with these players. Do you need one as long as they're wearing shockers on the front of their shirt and winning games?
So, okay, perfect segue. Did you see this rule? Because I don't think you did. One, Taylor and his story, we didn't confirm this. Taylor did, though. Marcus Keene is going to play for him.
Okay.
So he said last year after they won, he said, if they have a team, I'm coming back. And apparently he is. He's coming back. Yeah. 2, they changed the rule this year on this. So now you can only have, they're calling them transfer players, which means that you're not an alumni. So you only get 4 on each team.
Okay.
Last year, Wichita State had 4 alumni and like 6 non-alumni.
Okay.
So teams are going to have to find more alumni, which is good because that's the one gripe that I've always had about the TBT is that, like, why am I watching Nike Sabandi? Like, let me watch whoever, you know?
Yeah, and it'll be interesting. Like I assume you just have had to have played for them like one time.
I assume that's how you do. I can't imagine they make it. You have to graduate from there.
That'll be interesting to see then what kinds of who's out there.
So Wichita State, that's the question now, is that, they basically, it sounds like they're going to have their core four, right? Frankamp and McDuffie and Richard and who else we got here? Who else?
One of the bigs. They've been able to rotate some bigs in there.
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember
Darryl Willis
last year.
Darryl Willis
they've
probably
had Willis,
is going to get
they've
him
had
in there.
Shaq Morris. They've had some.
And
bigs.
then like you could probably go get
can you go get Jaime Echenike? What's he doing?
Yeah, maybe. What's his name? Trey Wade. He's probably in that group. So that's like the 5 that they've had. So after that, though, it's like if you've got 4 others, like how deep do you want to go here? Like,
well, and no offense to our guys McDuffie and Frankamp, they're getting a little long in the tooth now these days.
So it sounds like what has been
Samaje
teased,
Haynes-Jones played for him one year.
What has been teased is I believe they're saying there's going to be some new Shocker alumni. I don't think that means new as in newly played, or if that means new as in they haven't played for us, but like Karan Boyd, like those guys, what are those guys going to do? Like they told us that Craig Porter Jr. was going to play for him that one year. He's not playing for him. No. Listen, he was going to play for him that one year, and then he's like, oh, I guess I'm going to play in the summer league now. Like they were going to get him right after he played. Like, what if Kenyon Giles wants to go play for him? Like,
what if Kenyon Giles doesn't make an NBA roster? Then why not? Kenyon Giles would be dangerous, both good and bad for the TBT, because the chucking it doesn't really work in the TBT. We've learned that now over the years, like that style, because that's what you think should work, right? And we see those teams when they first get into the tournament, they just come out and they just start launching threes. But then you realize, like, it's almost because no, take your easy buckets when you can get them, because guys are old, maybe they're out of shape. Like you just pound it in there. That'd be interesting to see. Like, do last year Shockers come in and play because they don't have a spot?
People do that. I know K-State's had some guys that have done that. What's his name? Bebe. I can't remember Bebe's last name. Bebe played for them literally the year after March Madness run.
Does that enhance KU's chances?
Who's KU? Yeah.
Zeke
Mayo? Zeke Mayo played last year, didn't he? Yeah, Zeke Mayo played last year. Zeke Mayo played last year.
Yeah. I mean, are they able to go?
What's Darren Peterson doing?
Right. What does he need something to do in July? I don't know. Quentin Grimes doing what?
Quentin Grimes was in the NBA, wasn't he, for a little bit?
I don't know if he still is. That's why I brought his name up. He was the only one that I could think of that was like, how would a really talented dude do in a league like, I don't know. But I think all of this are reasons why this will be a lot of fun. And honestly, you peaked last year. It's the perfect time for a little bit of a refresh, because there's almost no chance they catch lightning in a bottle like they did last year. I mean, last year you had to have Wichita, which had been the most popular site for a while, or one of. You had to have that team play through. They changed the format last year. Remember, the hosting all the way through. Last year was the first year they did that. I don't know, and I haven't seen in these rules where would they play a championship game.
At the alumni team's home gym, so they'd be able to do it again.
Okay. So again, smart decision. Does it make the most? When you see that, you're probably like, why don't they play that in Vegas? No, they're trying to sell tickets more than anything else. They're trying to sell tickets, and Wichita's their gold mine. They caught lightning in a bottle. The chances of doing that again are probably low. So how do you combat that? Well, they're a good team. Let's give them a 3-game format to begin with. It's smart. It's smart. I think all these are smart. Whether it works or not, I don't know, but I applaud the effort. I do. They're keeping a tournament that has no business being as relevant to us as it is relevant. I think. I like all the changes. Now I can't wait to see the rosters. Man. Who are these teams going to bring in? KU, K-State, Wichita State, outside of the ones we know? That'll be a fun topic. Shreyas Lada, maybe Shreyas will have a couple of suggestions on that. Who should KU recruit right now? Our KU Insider joins us next.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Daily on KFH.
Welcome back in, everybody, to Sports Daily. Glad to have
And
you
now,
with us here.
digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
And that insider is Shreyas Laddha, our KU insider, KC Star beat reporter, following everything KU hoops, KU football. We were just talking about the new format of the TBT, Shreyas. I'm not sure you saw this yesterday, but the Jayhawk alumni team is back. They'll play a 3-game series against the K-State alumni team. There are some new rules in place to add alumni. If Shreyas Laddha was the GM of JHX Hoops, who's the guy you got to have on that roster? You know, they can't be an NBA player because, you know, the NBA will never let them do it. But kind of anybody else is out there and available. Who are you calling first to try to win that $2 million?
Great question.
We had a hard time with this too. Like we did. We were trying to. It's hard because you have to think of like, well, who's not in the NBA first?
Yeah.
But who's awesome and who would fit that format? It's an interesting question.
It absolutely is an interesting question. Frank Mason's not on the team, right?
He is. He's the headliner.
He's the main dude. What about like David McCormick?
He played last year, didn't he?
I was thinking maybe David McCormick. I was also thinking somebody like recent, like DeJuan Harris. I know KU.
Oh yeah, DeJuan and KJ. Can KJ play basketball yet again?
If KJ was ready, maybe KJ Adams.
What's Kevin McCullough up to? He plays for the Knicks, right?
The NBA.
Is he? Yeah, is he active on their roster as they play?
Yeah, I think he's still on the Knicks roster. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Next question regarding TBT, and then we'll talk about the actual Jayhawks. JHX. Does anybody call the Jayhawks JHX? What is that about?
You're asking.
Have you ever in your life abbreviated it to JHX?
Never have I abbreviated it. I've never even heard of JX in an abbreviation outside of TBT, to be honest. I don't really know what that's about. And 90% of the time, guys, I'm not usually even in town for TBT by the time Kansas is 6.
You need to get on. You need to get on and become an advocate for the Elam ending because it is absolutely.
I'm a big Elam ending guy. As an NBA guy, I'm a big Elam ending guy.
So it's tough too because Aftershocks is about as perfect a name as you can get for an alumni team. Purple Rain, come on. Like these are awesome names. And then it's like, and JHX Hoops.
The best one they ever did is when they first got a team and Perry played on it. They were called Self-Made back then.
Yeah.
And then
that limits you. Like that limits you a little bit, I think. Yeah. Not that any players now were of the Roy Williams era. I don't think.
Who are you going to go get
coming out of retirement?
I think Brandon Rush played. That's kind of flirting with it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Anyway, Darren Peterson, is he going to be the first pick or not? What are you hearing?
Well, I think from just kind of talking to some NBA scouts, the price to go up to number 1 is pretty high, or just the price to move up in this draft class is pretty high. I mean, I think it's you guys have probably read about it, but it's pretty common knowledge. I think the Jazz like AJ DeBonza a lot. That doesn't mean they don't like Darren Peterson, but I think there's a lot of ties to AJ DeBonza. I wrote about this after the lottery, but I saw Danny Ainge talk to AJ DeBonza's family for like 10 minutes after the game in Big 12 tournament. I talked to Danny Ainge like briefly about AJ and Darren. I went up to him, acted like a fanboy. That was the first time in like 10 years that I froze when talking to somebody. I messed up and I called him Mr. H. And then he started smiling when I said, I grew up a big Celtics fan. I'm like, oh my God. And my mentors afterwards, I told them, they were like, what is wrong with you? That I didn't freeze up when I saw Paul Pierce as a big Celtics fan, but I froze up when I went Danny Ainge. I don't know what that's about, but he's a tall man. But anyways, I think it's pretty well documented that they like AJ. But I think if the board stays as is, Peterson probably goes number 2. I think the Wizards like Peterson too, so I wouldn't be surprised. I know there are people in Peterson's camp that feel like the way the lottery played out, this is probably Peterson's best chance to be number 1 overall. Obviously, I think how the medical is clear. I think the interviews went pretty well overall with a lot of the teams. He's a quiet kid, but it went well relatively. I mean, I felt like he was doing a lot of PR damage control at the NBA Combine, So I'm intrigued, but I mean, candidly, like I can see the hesitancy to pick Darren 1 after this past year. It's more so much about like, do you trust what happened this past year, or do you trust the 4 years of what you've seen in high school ball? And I think a lot of scouts they prefer the 4 years in high school ball, and they just think the past year was not indicative of who he was or who he is. But regardless, this draft class is going to be the most fascinating draft class in a long time. I will be at the NBA draft. Very excited for that. And it should be a fun couple of days there trying to figure out who goes 1, who goes 2, who goes 3.
More so on that NBA Combine, you know better than us, but they did Darren look like college Darren or high school Darren? Like he's saying that he's completely healthy from what we saw, and I understand, it's 15 seconds of sprinting and shooting some threes and things of that nature, but is he healthy?
I think so. I think as close to healthy as we've seen. I mean, candidly, I had people in his camp tell me he was never 100% healthy like a few weeks ago, and when his time at Kansas. I mean, we could see that. We talked about this, right? I think the numbers athletically were pretty good. I think they would have been even higher coming out of high school. Clearly there's some level of like, I think this past year took a little bit of a toll on him. But they were still really good numbers, kind of just above average for a guard and stuff like that. He shot pretty well, I think, in some of the drills. He didn't shoot quite as well in another drill. I think it was a stationary drill. But look, I think the combine to me is like whatever. Like the measurables are great. You see all that. You see who's tall, who's not. But the most important thing in that setting is doing well in the interviews with NBA teams, because NBA teams want to know what happened this past year. I had so many conversations with different NBA scouts this past year where it was like, what the hell's going on with Darren? And I'm like, look, this is what I know. This is what I've heard. This is what stuff I'm reporting. There's a lot of conversations back even in January and February, like where people were like, did you hear X, Y, Z? I'm like, oh, I heard this. I heard that, and obviously that accumulated in that big feature in March. But look, there was stuff that I knew that a lot of people don't know, but there's still stuff that I probably don't know that NBA scouts know. Like I had talked to somebody at his camp where they were like, yeah, I mean, you did a great job with the information that you had, great, feature, whatever, but there's even more stuff that, that's not publicly out there, and I'd mentioned this. I think Darren went to the hospital multiple times last year. Somebody's camp confirmed it. He would confirm it, but somebody's camp did. And, look, I think if he passes the medical exams, like in a sufficient manner, like the teams are healthy, feel good about his health, he's not falling past 2. Obviously, things can change and things can happen, but I feel pretty confident he'll be top 2 as long as the medicals are clear.
Has he ever given us, Shrey Slaughter, our KU insider joining us, has he ever given an indication or preference? Like, I assume he is fine to go to Utah to play. I know some guys that we hear in years are like, I don't want to go play there. He's never done anything like that, right? Like, he's good to go wherever he goes.
Yeah. I don't think he's been like, oh my God, I don't want to play here. I think he said he just wants the right fit, not about being number 1 overall, more so than anything. Okay. I know he said he wants to play point guard. And this is where I think I have a distinction of like, well, clearly he didn't play point guard this last year, and he didn't look great when he had the ball in his hands as a facilitator or playmaker. When you go back and watch the high school tape, you see point guard skills. But to me, like, I need to see it in the NBA, for him to believe that he's a point guard. To me, I think he's more like a shooting guard that can handle the ball, not a point guard that's going to run the entire offense.
About the actual team that's or the next year's team, I guess. I don't know if we're in that season or next year's season, whatever you want to call it. You talked to Tay Kenny about himself and about Tyron Stokes. What did you learn about that?
Yeah, I mean, they have a really close relationship. Tay Kenny was talking about how he didn't know until 2 days beforehand that Tyron was committing to Kansas, which is crazy.
I believe that.
He had different moments where he thought it could happen, that can't happen. Both of them kind of see them as some one and done guys, right? So they're trying to come in. They want to win a championship at Kansas. There's a quote by Tay Kenny in the story that came out today where he talks about we forget about getting out the first weekend. We're hoping to get out of win a national championship here at Kansas. Like all I care about right now is winning. All we care about is winning. I thought it's pretty interesting. He talked about shooting mechanics. Jeremy Case has been working closely with him on that to kind of improve that because he knows his jumper has been a little up and down. He also grew, apparently. Instead of 6'1", he's 6'3", 6'4", which if that's the case, well, that backcourt got a little less undersized, which is huge. It was interesting. I mean, he said he had no intention to come to Kansas. He took a courtesy visit because of Bill Self. One day later, he was ready to commit to Kansas after that visit. Bill Self and the staff absolutely convinced him. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, Bill Self, somebody said Bill Self stuff has his fastball. He absolutely does. And I think the big thing is whoever is next, whether it's next year or the year after, no one's going to be as good a recruiter as Bill Self is.
Yeah, I agree. It's a challenge for every coach out there to make them fit. Just before we let you go, I do want to talk to you about football for a second, Treyas. You probably know this now. TJ certainly does. I don't follow the recruiting cycle much in football, but I keep seeing KU land 3- and 4-star players. I don't know what next year looks like, and I think that's a huge question. But KU fans probably deserve to be relatively optimistic on the long-term future, right? They're landing a lot of players that it feels like they weren't landing 5 years ago.
Yeah, it feels like everyone they're landing at least is a 3-star at the bare minimum. They might get like a 1 or 2 4-star guy in each class, which is still a big improvement from where they came from. I think, the big thing is, candidly, Lance has got to hit more on the high school guys.
I agree.
His track record with high school guys hasn't been great. He's been great at the transfer portal and picking up the guys. And I think there's some level of optimism, just talking to people around the program. Like, the transfers look really good is what I told. Like, I was told they look better than expected. The issue is going to be, guys, the quarterback battle is just no separation. I think Cole Ballard leads slightly. But I just don't get a great sense that it's particularly particularly went super well this past spring in optimism about the quarterback situation.
Shreyas, keep up the good work. We're going to won't do it yet. When's the draft? June
20th?
23rd, 24th.
We'll need an official prediction before then on where
Okay.
But we got time. We got time.
You know what June 24th is after the first day is a Wednesday. Will we get Shreyas live from, Brooklyn?
Yeah. I guess I will be live from Brooklyn. Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Ask Darren if he wants to get on the show.
Yeah, just run up on stage. Let's do a live
I'm still trying to get him for another. His camp. His manager wants me to do another story with him, which I'm trying to get that done. Let's see if it happens, man.
I think Utah's going to find a way to get to Bonta. I don't know.
If they do, honestly, that'd be so much fun. I want some chaos.
Blast.
I think best possible scenario for us and for the league is that Darren goes 1 and AJ goes 2. Because 1, the storyline is wild, and 2, that's the best landing spots I think they could go.
Yeah, but I kind of want to see what I do want to see what Utah'd be willing to give up. I do. Like I almost want to see the trade more because I'm just curious, like how much ransom could Washington hold there? How much do they want him? I'd almost rather see that because I'm fascinated by it. We'll follow along.
Too. I hope
read that story on Kenny from Shreyas right now at the KC Star. Tune in to the podcast for KU Athletics there, Shreyas. We appreciate it. We'll talk again next week.
Thanks, guys.
There goes Shreyas Latta, KU Insider. If you missed any of that, if you jumped in late, you can go catch it on the Odyssey app. It gets podcast out. Who's KU's top target at the TBT? That's what we need to be talking about on May 20th. We need
KJ and DeWan would be a lot of fun.
I'm going to need a list from TJ. Who's on the list? Hunter Dickinson. What's he doing?
Yeah, he's in the G League. He's been lighting up the G League. That'd be a good one.
I'm sure he has. He would destroy the TBT.
He'd be really good too.
He'd be so hard to stop. Like just feed it to him every time.
Let's just roll out. What was it? 25?
What's Nick Timberlake doing right now?
Nobody got drafted on the 2025 team. There wasn't a single draft pick. I don't think. Just roll them out there.
But they didn't all go. Like Storr went somewhere else.
Oh, that's true. There's still guys in college. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fun exercise. We'll come back. We got a little more Sports Daily. Don't go away.